Tactics and Touchlines. Today we are doing the UCL review. Some amazing games happened in UCL games. This is the highest ever UCL game week. Goals have been flowing from Paris Saint-Germain, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. There have been goals galore everywhere. We are going to discuss one or two matches, go deeper into the game and find out what we think about the UCL. And with the third game week happening next, which teams are we tipping to be in the top 8? And also, which teams are we tipping to suffer in this UCL? I'll speak with my pundit to find out all these things, and we'll discuss all you need to know. All you've missed out on the UCL games, you can find them here. So stay tuned and watch the full video to get everything you need. So you're welcome, Prince. You're welcome, Raf, on the show. Let's look at some of the fixtures that happened this week. Real Madrid against Juventus, it ended 1-0 for Real Madrid. Bayern against Club Brugge, it was 4-0 for Bayern Munich. Frankfurt, Liverpool, 5-1 for Liverpool. Chelsea, Ajax, 5-1 for Chelsea with a red card for Ajax. Atlanta against Slavia Praha, that was 0-0. Sporting against Marseille, 2-1 win for Sporting, a red card for Marseille. Monaco, Tottenham, 0-0. Galatasaray, Bordeaux, Glimt, that ended in a 3-1. Atletico Bilbao against Karabakh, it ended in a 3-1. Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Leverkusen, 2 red cards, 1 from Leverkusen, 1 for Paris Saint-Germain, a 7-2. Man City against Villarreal, 2-0. Royal Union Saint-Gilloise against Inter Milan, 4-0 win for Inter Milan. Dortmund Copenhagen, 4-2 win for Dortmund. Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, 4-0. Newcastle Benfica, 3-0. PSV Napoli, 6-2. Barcelona Olympiacos, 6-1. Kramati and Pafos ended in a 0-0. I want us to touch on 1 or 2 games that were big highlights for the weekend. So we'll start with a game between, that is PSV against Napoli. I think most pundits, most investors who would go onto any betting platform like MyBet.Africa to place their bets on this particular game would go for a Napoli win or draw. Antonio Conte, there have been rumors that anytime he coaches any club and there is a Champions League and a league to chase, he always gets to fumble up. And we've seen this is the second time losing against Torino in the Serie A and now losing against a PSV side, even though on a red card. Rob, do you believe this thing is true about Antonio Conte, that when he has a lot of competitions to play, he finds it very difficult to grind results and also win games?
Antonio Conte is one of the managers I really, really admire. When it comes to winning or playing a league season or playing a league format, he's up there. I mean, when he came to England, he won the league in his first season with Chelsea. And I followed Antonio Conte from his time at Juventus with Andrew Pirlo, Paul Pogba, Marquisio, and Bonucci, Bazzagli, and those guys. Very, very good manager. But when it comes to the European games, he struggles a bit. I'm sure he even had an opportunity to build the Italian national team. Things didn't go too well for him. And so Antonio Conte is one manager. When it comes to a 38 league season or a 38 match league season, he does very well. But when it comes to cup competitions, I don't know. It was a big surprise how PSV will be able to beat, because per the quality Napoli carries in their setup, the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, the likes of Scott McTominay, who was voted the best player in the Serie A last season. I mean, look at the boys he has, David Neres. These are excellent players by us, but unfortunately, he lost heavily. But somebody will say, okay, we are just kickstarting the Champions League format. We saw teams who played badly like this last season and they went ahead to win the league, the Champions League in Paris Saint-Germain. So even though they lost heavily, I believe Antonio Conte will go back and re-strategize his team, come back, and he's going to do well. I want him to be part of the top teams who are going to be in the top 8. All right. And even if he's not part of the top 8, even if it's a playoff he's going to be in, he should try and qualify, because Napoli is a big name when it comes to UEFA Champions League. And it's been a long time since an Italian team went far. The last time was Inter Milan. We've not had an Italian team win the Champions League in a long while. I think the last one was 2010. Jose Mourinho, if I'm correct. So Napoli should try their best together with Inter Milan and do their best for the Italian league and the European football as a whole.
Okay, so in the Champions League, this is their second defeat. One against Manchester City and another one against PSV. With PSV also getting their first win also for that is the Champions League. Looking at the squad you just mentioned, the likes of Kelvin De Bruyne, McTominay, Gilmour, Rasmus Højlund, do you think they'll be able to get into the next round of the Champions League with some of the games happening or some of the games they'll be having from the next round of games?
That is why it's a Champions League. Every team, every country's champion is coming up against you. A champion from the Dutch league, or maybe the good teams from every respective league, you are coming up against them. Now, if you are listening to Paris, PSV, and Hoven, how much more the other guys? Yes, of course, you're going to meet some teams who you are going to outweigh them. You are going to be bigger than them. But this is a league format. At least you must be winning some games to make a statement, to make a clear statement that you are ready and you want to fight for the Champions League. So I believe going forward, maybe they can fight their way back in clinching or being part of the top 8, or even if it's the playoff, because the quality they have there is top there, right? Even Kevin De Bruyne alone can make a difference in every team. So I believe Antonio Conte, I strongly believe he's a very good manager. It's rather unfortunate he went to the Netherlands and lost. He faced Manchester City, of course. On paper, Manchester City are better than them, but they could have at least competed. So I believe in this next game. I trust Antonio Conte to do well and then qualify for the next one of the competition.
Okay, their next game in the Serie A will be against Inter Milan. And if Antonio Conte is to lose, meaning he would have 3 consecutive losses on a row, do you think there will be pressure on him if he gets to lose against Inter Milan? And the fans will be questioning if they should sack him or keep him to the end of the season.
Ben, not at all. What Antonio Conte did with Napoli last season, they never dreamt of that. The last time Napoli won the league, if I'll be correct, was when Victor Osimhen was there. And after that, they've not won. Exactly, and they've not won the league. Of course, the standard is there. And Antonio Conte came back, beat Inter Milan to the league title. Even if he loses 3 consecutive times on the row, it will not cause any problem. They will still feel like there's a problem they've identified they have to work on. Just like how Liverpool is going through a difficult patch. They are going to turn things around. So I believe even if he loses, but I don't see him losing that game. Antonio Conte, trust him there for one thing. When it comes to the league, for the league season, or when a league game is, he knows how to win those league games. So for that one, I can assure you, he's not going to lose that game against Inter Milan. It's football, by the way, but I personally feel he's not going to lose that game against Inter Milan after losing this game to PSV.
Okay, Prince, I want us to look at one game, that is Newcastle against Benfica. Newcastle has won their first ever back-to-back Champions League wins against Benfica, against a coach you admire, that is Jose Mourinho. With this Newcastle setup, they are doing so well in the Champions League. Even the game they lost was against Barcelona, and you could see the tempo they went into the game. What do you think Eddie Howe is doing with this Newcastle team, even with Alexander Isak not being part, Nick Watamada coming in, but still they are scoring goals in and out? What do you think Eddie Howe is doing that is making this Newcastle team click?
I think with the Newcastle team, I think they are just back from last season when they won against Liverpool at the cup final, and they have been good ever since. And you look at the likes of Isak, who was there last season, was playing so well, and it's unfortunate he left to Liverpool, and it's not getting the scoring boots. He's not in his best form, and they are just fortunate that the replacement they go for him, Watamade, is doing so well. He's doing so. His link-up play. He understands the system of the team. He understands the players, and he's doing so well. I watched that game. They played against Benfica, and it was just beautiful. So I think Eddie Howe is probably might not be doing too much. He's just getting off of what he invested in last season, or he has invested in all these years, and it's just yielding out of it, and it's making him one of the best managers in the EPL. And kudos to him and the Newcastle board and the players. They are doing so.
Okay. Ralph, let's look at Liverpool against Frankfurt. 5-1 win after 4 consecutive losses in a row. Some would say it's just Frankfurt. They've conceded over 35 goals in their last 4 games. Coming against Liverpool, as a Liverpool fan, do you believe it's just Frankfurt, or you think Arne Slot has turned things around with Liverpool?
Yes, Ben, it's just Frankfurt. We're not really tested on the day, but we take the win like that. It's a morale booster for the players. A win is a win. We lost consecutively for 4 times, and another defeat would have broken the team down totally. They are professionals. They will know how to get themselves up, but another defeat would have broken us down totally. But they won against Frankfurt, a heavy scoreline, and I believe that going forward, they are going to shape up nicely. Now, with the Frankfurt game, for example, there were some. I mean, on Slot, look, there is no pressure on Slot, but internally, Prince. Oh. Ben, Prince, allow, obey. Oh.
Okay, you flow. I wanted to ask. You said something that drew my attention.
Baby, let me finish. Okay.
I wanted clarity.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you said if you guys had lost, would have broken you guys down. Why? Why would they have broken you guys down?
5 consecutive
losses is bad. It was bad for everything.
But I think if you guys had lost, you guys would have been fine.
We will be fine ours.
You guys are getting used to losing, so you'd have been fine.
So Ralph, let's look at the game. We saw Mohamed Salah missing out on another Champions League night. We saw Ugo Ekitike playing from that particular spot. Do you think now Liverpool needs to plan ahead that Mohamed Salah wouldn't be a player they can go into next season with? We've heard rumors of Semenyo maybe coming in January, maybe in the summer. Do you think it's a time Mohamed Salah has shown that he's not the player that could take Liverpool to another title, another Champions League this season or even next season?
Wow, man, Spurs is one that sometimes he bow out when the cheers is loudest. Salah look, I don't remember the last time a Liverpool player. He's arguably the greatest Liverpool player ever. That debate is hot. Like, he's arguably the greatest Liverpool player ever. What he has done for the team, he has shown that yes, he's a better player than almost every signing in the history of the club. It's debatable, but these are some facts on the table.
Yeah.
Look, the Saudi Arabians are ready to pick. Look, he's the face of the Saudi Arabian League. He's the guy they want. He's an Arabian. He's their own.
Yeah.
They want him to be the face of their league. And I'll not be surprised he will even be on higher wages than even Ronaldo himself, because he is theirs, and they want to project their league using Mohamed Salah. Where he's coming from, his popularity. He's the famous Arabian footballer worldwide.
Yeah.
And yes. So maybe he might be playing his last season for Liverpool. And the signings we did with Isak and Ekitike was life after Mohamed Salah. They are just understanding him, and Salah wants to do something. But if I was an advisor to Mo Salah, or I was anybody close to him, he should tone down. His goals will come. 38 matches, Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. The goals. Today he had a chance. He was supposed to score to Florian, but he decided to play it and score by himself. But unfortunately, it didn't enter into the net. Mo Salah should take it easy. Things are going to shape up for him. He's going to get some goals. Maybe he might not win the goal king, but it is best he is able to help the team as a whole to win something before he leaves the club. Right. Now, you made mention of Semenyo. I also heard of Michael Olise. If only Bayern will allow us, because we have done a lot of good business with Bayern. We gave them Luis Diaz, who's currently helping them. So, of course, if
a German side would be the time he could come out and get that goal. Are you happy about that? And do you think this is a turning point for Florian Wirtz's career, and we can see more goals coming from him or more assists coming from him in subsequent games?
Yes, man. Wirtz is a good player, no two ways about that. And I feel Wirtz is getting used to the Liverpool style. We are not gelling. We are not getting used to the way things are. They are not getting to know each other, especially in the Premier League, whereby he's being bullied here and there. He's aware. He's seeing the tips. He's been shown the films of how he's being caught off guard, how he's losing possession. The goal they scored against us, the only goal Frankfurt got, he lost possession. he was expecting the referee to blow for a foul, but the referee ignored him, and so he's learning. He's understanding how the Liverpool way of playing and also how the opponents around him. He's a top player in the German Bundesliga, so they have targeted him also in the league. So Florian Wirtz will come good. That's a sure thing. He's going to get used to the Premier League. He's going to get used to the Liverpool of playing. He's going to get goals. He's going to get assists. That one's a sure thing. But maybe not now, but it will come.
Okay, Prince, I want us to look at Arsenal against Atletico Madrid. There were a lot of rumors that this is the Haram match, the Haram El Clasico. Both coaches like defensive setup. And Arsenal going into this game, they had one of the best defensive teams in the Champions League. It comes with Inter Milan. Both teams have kept 2 clean sheets in their 2 Champions League games they've played. And now going against an Atletico side where now both teams are very defensively solid. Were you worried with the first half play? And what do you think Arteta did to be able to get that 4 goals in the second half for Arsenal?
All right. I think the exit signing should be one of our best signings this season, because that guy brings a lot to the team. He brings a lot of quality into the midfield. I remember last season when Odegaard picked up an injury when he went for an international duty, and he just broke our midfield, he broke our season. And you have Eze coming in, and the guy is just good. Honestly, the guy is just good. He adds so much to the midfield. I remember even before we went into the break, he had hit the post with a shot that deflected off an Atletico Madrid defender. So he brings so much quality to the team. And honestly, I was not shaking at all, because I could see the pressure we had put so on Atletico that they couldn't have the chance to play. I think the only chance they got was a ball that they made a mistake.
Julian Alvarez.
Even before Julian Alvarez, they made a mistake, and Simeone kicked the ball and he went past just in front of the goalpost. And I think that was the first time. That's the only chance they came close to goal. And you could see they were just soaking the pressure. But one thing let me put that as a disclaimer. I think people are getting used to disrespecting Arsenal and calling us names like.
Why do you think people are getting used to disrespecting Arsenal?
Calling us haram football. I don't see haram when it comes to Arsenal, honestly. I think people
statistics shows Arsenal are the least team in the Premier League when it comes to chances creation. They are in the lower 10th.
Okay, but Arsenal,
you don't create enough chances.
No, but when you look at the Premier League, Arsenal is, when you look at playing ball in the opponent's final third, Arsenal has played more than any other Premier League team. So when you say Arsenal plays defense, I really don't get it where people are coming from with that context. Because when you have a team, you play against a team and the team is always dominating you, plays in your third, and you don't get the chance to attack the team. How is that team? How should that team be called a defensive team or a haram team? So honestly, sometimes I just feel like they are just looking for a way to maybe
disrespect us.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But honestly, I don't see Arsenal to be a haram team or something like that. Because when you look at Guardiola's setup now, you can see clearly Guardiola's seeing his style now. He's trying to be a bit defensive, a bit he conserve the energy and try to use on a counter attack and that long boss. You get it. So honestly, Arteta isn't a haram coach. Fine, we have a strong defense, which I keep saying that our defense, we can go to war even against US, and we are not going to lose. You guys, we go to war against the US Army, we are not going to, because we have a very solid back line. And you know, the thing with Atletico Madrid was that I was honestly surprised with the goals coming in the second half. I really thought they were going to give us a tough game. I thought Atletico.
Don't you think Simeone has been poor for Atletico Madrid?
So I think Arteta was smart on the day, because the change that he made on the left side, where he brought in Luis Kelly and Martinelli, that changed the game. Because when you look at the way Atletico Madrid plays their game, they mostly attack from their right-hand side, which is where Simeone and there's this other right back plays. They really attack from that side. You can clearly see that their goals usually come from that side a lot. So I don't know if Martinelli coming in probably didn't have the Simeone guy want to search for it too much, because Martinelli has the pace. Luis Kelly will join the midfield to add the numbers in the midfield. So honestly, it just somehow overpowered them, even in midfield, in flanks and everything. So I think Arteta's A game came to play and it worked out for him. But I was honestly with the scoreline.
Okay, so now Opta is giving us now an 18.40% of winning the Champions League. I want to find out from you, do you think this is the year Arsenal would win the UEFA Champions League?
I won't be surprised if we are to pick up the EPL, the EP and also the Champions League, because I was listening to one pundit yesterday, and the pundit was like, Arsenal, he doesn't think there's anything that would be facing Arsenal today and wouldn't be scared, which is true. I don't think there's anything that will come against Arsenal today and wouldn't feel scared or
friends. Liverpool face Arsenal and beat Arsenal.
Liverpool played Arsenal and beat Arsenal.
But Liverpool was not scared of Arsenal.
And I think that brings a lot of questions to Arteta, because this is a Liverpool setup Ruben Amorim has beaten. This is a Liverpool setup Oliver Glasner has beaten. This is a Liverpool
Everybody's beating us.
Enzo Maresca has beaten. This is a Liverpool setup Galatasaray beat without Victor Osimhen.
Man, that Arsenal win, you're the very number be.
Okay, so finally, I want us to touch on one or two histories that came into the Champions League. Ralph, I want us to look at Harry Kane in just 1 minute. He's on double figures in goals, and he's still giving assists. Can Harry Kane score 40 goals this season?
Man, Harry Kane is an elite striker. I was watching a Bundesliga reel on Instagram yesterday, and they were showing clips or films of like videos of him dropping back to play as the creative player, or even sometimes as a defensive player, or what they used to call a defensive striker. He drops deep, wins the ball, spreads the ball to the wings, moves into space, receives the ball. Harry Kane is a complete striker. And with what Vincent Kompany is doing, but I believe sometimes coaching, it's time. When you give a manager time for them to do whatever they're supposed to do, to get the best out of the team. Last season, Vincent Kompany was struggling. Look at them this season. They are flying so high. And if there's any team I would tip to win the Champions League this season, I'll tip Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain. I'll put Arsenal in there for some reasons, just to make things happy. So then, I can assure you that Harry Kane will exceed the 40 goal mark. Harry Kane will score more than 40 goals this season. Yes.
Okay, Prince, finally, I want us to look at Thomas Frank, Monaco against Tottenham Hotspur, another 0-0 for Tottenham Hotspur. Do you think Thomas Frank is giving that feeling of blowing cold, blowing hot, where Tottenham fans don't know where to stand, because they go into league, they lost their recent league game, and now they are playing a 0-0 against Monaco? What do you think is really going on with this Thomas Frank setup?
I think I really don't know how to explain what's happening with Tottenham, because he was brought in to replace what's his name? Ange, you get it. And this was a similar thing Ange was doing. And you come in and you're not making any positive remark in there, because I just don't get it. They've given you quality. They've given this. They've spent this season just for you to have enough team, enough balance in the team. At least you have players all over that you can take the formation a bit to whichever team you're playing against. I don't know why he likes to keep Sa on the bench. Honestly, I don't know why he likes to keep that guy on the bench, because I feel like that guy adds a lot to his creative midfield goal. He adds so much to it. He's very good when they are going forward. He's very good when they are defending as well. So I don't know why. I just don't know. But I feel like he needs to up his game. He really needs to up his game. If he wants to be he wants to be regarded as one of the top coaches in the EPL.
So we thank you all for joining the show. Subscribe to the channel so that I get football content like this, EPL, La Liga, any content you want in football, you get it here with us on Tactics and Touchlines. Let us know in the comment section on what you think about Harry Kane, if you'll be able to make the 40 goals or not, and also what is really wrong with Thomas Frank, with Tottenham Hotspur. Let us know in the comment section. Then we'll also interact with you and know what you like. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share it with a friend so that they get access to watch amazing content like this. Thank you all for joining the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.